This is code.org. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, we need to import Painter Plus backpack. Painter Plus. No, that delete is terrifying. Import. All right. Now, so this one, what we're doing, yes, we're overloading our paint method. The paint method is actually not from Painter Plus, it's from our Painter class, right? And so we will be overloading that method. Now, reminder, what does overloading mean? It means we're making a method with the same name, but different parameters. Let me scroll way down to the bottom and let's just dive right into this. And so, ooh, you can't really see that. I'm going to add extra lines that you do not need. Boop, boop. And let's do a public void painter, nope, paint, and boom, boom. Now, what parameters are we going to want? The class that has parameters for paint color and number of spaces. So I'll do string color, I guess, and an int num spaces. Sure. All right. So this is looking good thus far. And then, oh, look at this word. While a Painter Plus object can move. While. So if you have forgotten, which would make sense, it might be a while since you've seen this. It's been a while since I've seen this. Look how we're doing this before. While, or as long as, something is true, the code inside of this runs. Look at this one. While, as long as, can move. What do they want us to do? While a Painter Plus object can move. Bingo, bango. Is that a thing only old people say? I'm not that old. So I want to use this exactly. I'm going to say as long as my painter can move, bloop, bloop, boom. Cool. So as long as I can move, what am I going to do? Key here, and the number of spaces to paint is greater than 0. So we will need to add that. There's actually 2 ways to go about that. I'm going to do and. We could decrement thoughts. Num space is greater than 0. Okay. And now I need to make sure that I'm taking away a space. Spaces minus minus, which is number of spaces equals what it used to be equal to minus 1. I'm going to be taking away a space as we run this because, well, we're going to be painting. Okay. And now we're going to be calling the painter class with the... And let's go over to our handy dandy documentation so we can just double check, as is always a good idea. Let's see what paint does. All right, so paint, we are just inputting a color. Cool. So then here, we're just going to do paint in just the color that we pass. Boom, boom, boom. Now again, overloaded method. When we call this on our Painter Plus objects, what happens is when we call paint, the program says, which one though? Because we are inheriting, because the Painter Plus extends painter, we are inheriting that method as well. The way the program distinguishes is, wait a minute, did you give 2 parameters? Did you give a string and a number? Or just a string, or just a color? If it's just the one, it will automatically run the paint method from the parent class. Now, if it's both of these, it will run our method, which actually also eventually runs the paint method from the parent class. All right, let's see if I broke something. Yep, we're going to need to instantiate an object. Let me look at docs, actually. So we can actually use the overloaded, notice they gave us one, to set the initial X, Y, and direction and paint of our painter. That would be handy because it means I have to do less work afterwards. Now you could do less work afterwards. Let's see if they tell us. Oh, okay. So you can use either of those. I just lost that one. So I'm going to use the overloaded method because that's what this lesson is about. Okay, so I need a X and Y. This I care less about, so I'm just going to do 0, 0, guys. Now, the direction. So if we're starting in the top corner, we would need to face south. And then the int, how many squares to paint, I will say 5. Great. And keep in mind, you could use set paint and all of that also, right? That would work as well. All right. Call the overloaded. Okay, so I need this. And what did I need to provide it? A color. So I'm going to do purple, I guess. And then the number of spaces, I want to paint 5. Oh, this is how much paint we're starting with. So let me give my painter 15 paints. Paints? Let's see if I broke something. I did. Oh, yeah, I need to call the method. What on earth? I'm getting this error. Interesting. Let me go look at this. So I'm actually missing a lot of this apparently. Or some of it. Let me just copy this over. Copy. And this is a good example of why you should keep your stuff up to date. Don't you love that when a teacher makes a mistake, obviously, and then they're just like, this is a learning moment. It's a great strategy. Just saying. I think I gave away the game there, though. All right, so let's check this again. Move. Move. All right, so we have an issue. Oh, I never asked my painter to move. And this is why we debug. All right, so I just need to call move. Ta-da! Now, students, there's a whole lot of ways to be correct on this. If we want to do the turning, we can, although in the instructions, it doesn't specifically say we need that, so I'll leave it out. Now, I want to, again, code a lot of ways to be right. I have seen students add turning functionality to this, or here, putting this in a while loop as well. Totally up to you. This gets the job done, though, so onward.